Hello, hello. Welcome to Reading Time. I'm Time, and today's video is going to be starting us off on the 100 Kids Book Bucket List Challenge. If you don't know what the 100 Kids Book Bucket List Challenge is, please go ahead and take a look over at our informational video about this challenge. Without further ado, though, let's get to reading. Today's reading is I Want My Hat Back by Jon Klassen. This is a picture book that I have had on my shelf for quite a few years, many years before I had the scratch-off poster that we're basing the 100 Kids Book Bucket List Challenge on. Before I give my thoughts about this book, though, I am going to quickly summarize the main storyline. So this story is about a bear who wants his hat back. He has a very nice red conical cap that has gone missing. So he asks the various woodland creatures that he comes across if they have seen his hat or not, to various degrees of no. And at some point along the way, he realizes that he has, in fact, seen his hat. This is a wonderful book. I love this book so much. I would give it 5 out of 5 stars. This is a book that I definitely recommend reading and that I have read multiple times, even though I have no real reason to read it. It's a delightful read with simplistic art style and writing style that carries humor and a very wonderful story with it. Now, this book is a picture book. It's definitely meant for younger kids. I would recommend it for preschoolers to early elementary schoolers, maybe up to 3rd grade. However, I do think that this book could be used in older settings. I'll get into that a little bit later. Quick spoiler territory ahead for our content warning. This book doesn't have a lot of sensitive content at all. It's a picture book that is meant for younger readers. The only possible content that I can see some younger kids having issues with is there is implied violence at the end of the book. It is implied that the bear eats a rabbit. It isn't explicitly stated or described, and there's no like gory imagery or anything, but that implied violence I know could be troubling for some younger readers, so be aware of that before sharing it with them. So as I said earlier, this book is pretty simple with its art style and with its general writing style because it is meant for younger readers. But while the nature of the format may make it seem simplistic, this book can be used to introduce the idea of inferences. Now, what is an inference? For any of you who aren't familiar with it, or it's been way too long since you've been in an English classroom and had to make inferences. An inference is a conclusion reached based on evidence and reasoning. In other words, it's a logical guess using evidence to support that guess that you're making. So, for example, in this story, there is the bear looking for his hat, asking all of these woodland creatures, and at one point he asks a rabbit if the rabbit has seen his hat. To which the rabbit replies, "No, why are you asking me? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any hats anywhere. I would not steal a hat. Don't ask me any more questions." The way that the rabbit replies to the bear should make readers suspicious of the rabbit. He is answering the bear's question with more information than is needed, and he is asking the bear not to ask him any more questions. If I were reading this and I wanted to guess what happened to the bear's hat, I could use those reasons to logically guess, to make an inference that the rabbit stole the hat. I could also take a look at the rabbit and realize that he's wearing a hat. And while we don't know what the bear's hat looks like yet, if I look at the back cover, there's a hat that looks exactly the same. And later on in the book, I'm given even more evidence where the bear explains to another animal what his hat looks like. So using all of that evidence, I could make an inference to guess that the rabbit is the one who stole the bear's hat. Inferences can be used in many ways to help readers become better readers by making predictions about what's going to happen next in the text and making connections to what they have already read. So, as I said, I Want My Hat Back by Jon Klassen is definitely something that I think belongs on the scratch-off bucket list poster. And I have, in fact, scratched it off. It's our very first one in the bottom corner. We have a nice little bear. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in joining me on this reading challenge, please be sure to subscribe to this page and follow me on social media. I'd love to hear your thoughts on I Want My Hat Back by Jon Klassen. Is this a book that you have read? Is this one that you like or would recommend? And are there any other books that you would recommend? As always, I hope that you have a marvelous day and a wonderful read.